Sup Shredders, my name is Logan aka Spider Hints, and welcome to SP Reviews, where today we have ourselves a track from an act named the Throwaway People titled Couer D'Alene. And if we switch over to here, we have the music video for it on YouTube. I should note that I don't typically comment on the music videos as much when I watch the videos. I prefer to focus on the musical elements. So if you see me not really commenting on the video, that's why. But we're going to listen through this track from start to finish and hear what we think. Let's go. Oh, it's lovely. I'm loving the color within that, the arpeggios and the guitar lines. There's 2 or 3 guitar lines going at the moment. Excellent, gorgeous.
You got a new car, new lies, new money. Nothing stays the same. New hope, new smile, a love arrive with wedding eyes, and you elude the blame. You even reinstated your last name. I got Couer D'Alene.
I got Couer D'Alene. Interesting having the drums come in like this as well. I like the percussion here. It was nice to have those backing vocals come in as well.
I'm going out all over town, ignoring broken pieces, leaving everything.
Got an AVAV structure. Nice. Guitar line is consistent. Good.
Not even with my Jesus, so I'll have to make it do with what gets left. I didn't hear a word that they were saying. I got these memories of Couer D'Alene out.
Oh, okay. So is this person someone that they're in a relationship with, and they've reinstated their last name because they have moved away from that, and there's an uneven split here. People are sort of dealing with it differently. Nice to have the drums taking a break here. A little bit of a gap there.
Couer D'Alene, you were hiking in that rain. Now I do regret that I ever came. Why'd you go and steal my heart in Couer D'Alene?
Nice little bit of legato work on the vocals there. Yeah, there's a sense of sadness and a sense of regret about sort of opening themselves up to this person because of what they've taken from them emotionally. The airiness and the reverb to it, it's interesting. Okay, cool, and we've got some higher vocals on top as well. Neither one wait. Yeah, this is interesting as well. Like, it's so hypnotic and mesmerizing. I've just had a really kind of crazy experience with the previous song I listened to, like where it was just full on the entire time, and this is the opposite. It's kind of very soothing. This indie acoustic, atmospheric, kind of almost wavish kind of stuff. I've got a lot of love for the way that they've recorded an acoustic drum kit here. The tone elevated and texture is great, and it works with the rest of the instruments. As a tried and tested formula, but it's being performed well here. Coming back with these higher guitar melodies here. And the story's been told. And we just got an acoustic and instrumental outro. It's so wild that this has just ended like this. It just was nothing, man. And yeah, just really struggling to cope with the sense of loss there. It's just so brief sometimes. And then the people are gone. All these reverse takes are interesting at the end. And I like that. I like hearing the little bit of production value there at the end. Additional to the recording, mixing, mastering of the rest of the instruments has been done quite well. I think this is a stunning song that sort of like talks about the difficulties being broken up with by someone who is obviously very influential on your life. You know, no matter how good it may seem, there's always a risk that it can end. And I think that the Throwaway People did a tremendous job of communicating the sadness and like the complexity of the situation. It's not like just black and white. There's some gray areas. Like there's an understanding of like maybe we should have done things differently in order to like cope. But also there's like a bitterness about it as well. That's emoted by a fairly, you know, the vocal performance is where most of the expression comes from. The guitar work otherwise with the drums is fairly neutral. It's kind of like a canvas for the vocalist to express themselves on. And I think that that's a very strong, intelligent move on their part. I think that you need that neutrality in a song like this in order to have the focal point really stand out. You know, you had these two-part vocal parts going on with like more specificity shown in the higher range and the hook being repeated again. Couer D'Alene, yeah. It's an interesting song, and I can kind of relate to it a little bit. I know I've been in relationships where I've kind of had similar thoughts, and I think this is a track that a lot of people will be able to relate to as well. Genuinely, just feel like this is one of those songs where like you know it's been done well and been carefully considered, and the singer can obviously sing. He's got that kind of folksy indie kind of vibe to him, and it's very popular. You know, like not in a bad way. I mean, as in like a lot of people are into this kind of music, and if you can find an audience whilst also finding some way to differentiate yourself so that people remember you, I think that that's where the success in this genre can come. There's so many musicians making so much music. So, you know, like I think that if we can continue to tell stories like this or even take it from like a different angle, we'll experience further success in this genre. But the recording, mixing, mastering has been done fairly competently. It was nice and loud in the mix. The frequency, the EQing was done very well, and everything was pretty on the stereo field. The drums were gentle, which was not an easy thing to get with percussion, especially considering that the attack is often most important. And there was a nice airy atmosphere to it that allowed you to just focus on the story being told. And I think that's the strength of the song, is that it focused on the singer and the tale and allowed you to understand it from start to finish without needing a lyric sheet or anything like that. You know, I think it's a great effort by the Throwaway People. I'm just sorry to hear that they went through this. You know, it's pretty rough. Yeah, this is the second single from Las Vegas alternative folk artist, the Throwaway People. I really hope they can do more music in future like this. I really do. They've got this is their second single. They've learned from the first, and then they're trying to do better than that. And it's great. I don't know how they feel about the difference between their first and second single, but it makes me very, very happy when I see people growing. So it'll be cool to see what the Throwaway People do in future. And yeah, as I mentioned, the singer showed great vocal technique, was able to emote clearly with the music, and the song structure itself was fairly traditional, but it did the job. And, you know, it's a familiar pattern that a lot of people will be able to get along with without being detrimental to the listening experience, or, you know, it won't disengage anyone. So yeah, I don't really have any big complaints about Couer D'Alene. Yeah, this is a pretty well thought out single, and this is effectively my review of Couer D'Alene by Throwaway People. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, please do go show Throwaway People some love via their various social medias and YouTube page, and they've also got a website as well, I think. Hang on. Yeah, it's thethrowawaypeople.com. And stay cool and stay safe, and please also remember to support your local musicians and artists at this point in time, as they need the help more than ever with all the crazy stuff going on in the world. Catch you next review. Spider hands out.